Welcome to the Webb Report. My name is Stuart Webb. I just wanted to do a few more videos on this Venezuelan situation because I believe this is it's a serious thing what we did, and we should not treat it lightly. I wanted to show a clip from the press conference that President Trump gave with a few of his cabinet members just a few hours ago, and this part is kind of tells the whole story. And let's listen.
And those drugs mostly come from a place called Venezuela. We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. So we don't want to be involved with having somebody else get in, and we have the same situation that we had for the last long period of years. So we are going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. And it has to be judicious.
Okay, let's stop it right there. So he just tells you right there, we're going to run the country. So we've invaded Venezuela. We captured their president, took him out, essentially. And he's saying we are going to run the country now. So we've taken over Venezuela, essentially. They're under the United States control. Now, maybe not every detail and every detail about how the country runs is not taken over necessarily, but we've essentially conquered Venezuela. These types of actions are acts of war, and we should take them very seriously. We should not treat them lightly. Trump has mentioned Greenland, Canada, Iran. Countries that are not cooperating with the United States, or countries that we have a desire to have, whether it's their resources or have a political control over them, that's what we seem to be targeting. And this has nothing to do with the purpose of the federal government. The federal government is supposed to protect the natural rights of the citizens of the United States, which they do a terrible job of. So a lot of this is not in the best interest of the United States citizens, even though maybe some see how wicked and evil Venezuela and whoever and their political class are. Yes, that's true. But the things that we do to other nations are a shadow of what will or could happen to us. And so if you go into another country, or if someone were to invade our country and take out our president, we would view that. We wouldn't view that as some minor thing, right? That's an act of war, a blatant act of war, and calls for extreme action, honestly. But I just wanted to play that clip because that kind of tells it all. He says, we're going to run the country now. So that's the agenda. It doesn't matter who's in. The styles change, but the overall agenda and goal doesn't change. And we need to be viewing things not as left and right, but as right and wrong. That's really all. I mean, that's how we should all view things. What is morally right? What is morally wrong? And that's how we should gauge our judgment and decisions. And so this is not good. Society is complex. The world is complex. I understand. But we need to get back to defending and protecting natural rights here at home in the United States. We need to learn our rights, defend our rights, force our political class to enforce and defend natural law. And that's what the Constitution is. It's a document for our government officials to restraints for them. And so that's what we need to be focused on. Our country is $40 trillion in debt. That is so unfathomable. And that's why these actions, like invading other countries and taking out their president, they're it's really these are distractions from the real problem. Where we're going is not a good place, and we need to stop putting up with this kind of behavior. And it really is becoming. If this is going to be the new norm, which I think that it is, we have some major problems that we're going to have to deal with. Now, the financial situation, there's no way that we're going to pay back 40 trillion. So it probably means we're going to start wars. So, yeah, this is not good. We need to be aware of this. We need to not support invading countries and taking out their leaders, regardless of how terrible the country is. We just got out of a 20-year war of aggression with Iraq and Afghanistan. Remember, Iraq, the whole 9/11 in general, we're not being told the truth about it. But Iraq they didn't even profess to attack us like that, like our government. That's not even part of the official story. Iraq had nothing to do with the official attack of 9/11. That's widely documented and known. So we invaded a country that didn't attack us under false pretenses. And also, one more thing about countries. President Trump says we can't allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. Okay, well, what if someone just said that to us? Said, we can't allow you to have a nuclear weapon. We don't like you. We don't trust you. You violated our rights for many years, so we're just going to say, no, you're not allowed to have a nuclear weapon. Imagine if people did that to us, countries. I mean, we wouldn't put up with it, and we would think we would think it's wrong. So we need to look at ourselves, take a look in the mirror, and if other countries can't be allowed to have a nuclear weapon and defend themselves, then we shouldn't be able to. Okay? It is a natural right to be able to defend yourself and your national borders. That's 100% a natural right. So we shouldn't support this. This is bad news, and it just sets a precedent for more of these kinds of actions. So probably going to do more videos on this because this is a serious thing. We need to it needs to be talked about, addressed, and we need to stand against this. Absolutely, we need to defend our own borders. That's one of the roles of the federal government, is to defend our borders. So yes, they should continue doing that, and they should do it in good faith without any other ulterior agendas or motives, just simply to defend the borders of our country and the citizens of our country. So that needs to continue. So I do support that. But other countries have a right to defend their borders as well. We need to apply the same principles that we apply to ourselves. We need to apply the same principles universally. That's what I'm trying to say. So anyway, that's all for now.